Welcome back here to AM 730 KWOA, taking this opportunity to catch up with a very busy young lady, someone who, has just completed a fantastic career at Mississippi State University. And we welcome in Martha Alwal. Good morning, Martha. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Martha Alwal joining us here this morning. Martha, first off, but kind of before we talk about the craziness going on here lately, we kind of want to recap that senior season for the Lady Bulldogs. And what a year you guys had, obviously coming into your senior season with good expectations after finishing strong last season. So you guys had those high expectations, but what were your expectations coming into the senior season, Martha?
I mean, honestly, one of my main goals was just getting to the NCAA tournament. That honestly is like the one goal that I wanted to receive this year. So we did that, and I'm just so excited that we did do that my last year.
And obviously, winning your first round game against Tulane. Before we kind of get to the tournament action, I just want to talk about this season because I believe you finished with, was it 27 wins? I think it was?
Yeah. Yep.
And someone from your athletic department had an interesting tweet that your class, when you guys first came in, the first 2 years, you had 27 wins combined. And now here you are 4 years later, 27-win season and just everything you did, most wins in school history in SEC. What was it that made you guys such a good team this year, Martha? What do you think was a big factor in your guys' success?
I think one of the biggest things that made us so good this year was our chemistry. We had really good chemistry. We know what each player does well, and then Coach Schaeffer, they brought in an amazing freshman class. I mean, we already had talented players on our roster, but the freshman class that came in was really good, and Victoria Bivens especially. She came in and just took over the program. So if it wasn't for the likes of her, I don't know if we would be where we ended up at the end of the year.
Ended up with an overall record of 27-7 on the season, but we kind of talked about it last year, Martha, with you and Coach Vic, and how it was kind of a conflicting time and how Coach Vic really pushed on you, just to really try and dig deep and make the most of yourself. And I think obviously one of the things that we saw really when you went to college, just your work ethic and how you worked on not just your game, but, everything. And it seemed like Coach Schaeffer really just wanted to continue to keep pushing you to be the best you could.
Yeah, he sure did. And, it was really hard not to get down to myself. I would use to boo-hoo all the time. But, if you take the criticism hard and, don't take it the wrong way, you're going to eat alive. So I try to have a positive mindset, and I would tell myself that he is working for me and he wants the best out of me. So I just had to push through all the days that I have to run and condition and make the rest of the team condition. So, yeah, it's just like a mindset thing.
What are some of the things that, obviously, basketball never stops and you're always trying to improve your game. What are some things that you worked on to try and get better from that junior year to your senior year?
Well, I was really, I was ready for my senior year. Everything was going good. And then, I've had ongoing back problems throughout, my career or whatever. And then my senior year got bad. And so I had back surgery. So I missed the first few games of the season. So that was rough. So I just wanted to come back and just, if anything, just be able to run it up and down the floor and just try to get back to where I was the past few years. I think that was my biggest thing this year.
How did it feel then when you felt you were back and going at 100%?
Oh, well, let me tell you, the first few games I was back, it was pretty rough. It wasn't even until, mid-SEC where I actually felt comfortable, playing again. So, yeah, it took a while for me to, recover and just get back and the gist of things.
Right. But I would imagine you learn a lot about yourself in that process. Having to come back from a tough injury, and especially back injury, because there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Obviously the frustration of just having to wait sometimes can be tough mentally.
It was hard for me. I think, what was it, the preseason WNBA tournament that we were in? And our team won it. And I was so excited for the girls. They worked so hard. And there was a bunch of freshmen and sophomores really that won that tournament. And while it was exciting, it was really hard just being on the bench. You want to go in there and you want to help your teammates. And you want to be a part of it. Of course I was a part of it. I'm on the team, but you want to be out there going to war with your girls. So it was pretty rough, just sitting on the sidelines.
Exactly. But as everybody got to see, Martha got things going, and a great season, 27-7. Got into the NCAA tournament, so like you said, wanted to get there, and you're taking on a very good Tulane squad, and I think you even had kind of the quote in the day before about, I don't know exact words, but, hey, it's going to be a tough opponent. It's going to be a tough game, and, kind of Tulane had that first half momentum, and I really thought it'd be kind of interesting to see how you guys came out of that second half, and, well, you kind of showed what the Lady Bulldogs are made of. You guys really had a big second half effort in getting that win over Tulane.
Man, that game was it's just the story of our season. We always play bad one half, and then we play good the next. It's like we have one half where we're consistent, and then the next we're not. So Tulane is a really, really good team, and I don't want to say that we slept on them, like we thought they weren't good. That wasn't the case at all, but we just didn't play the way I know that we could have played. And then a lot of us, I think a few of us were in foul trouble, so I think that played a part in it too. But yeah, we came out the second half, and we just played like I know we can.
Moving on then to the second round, taking on the Duke Blue Devils, and you kind of always talk about one good half, one bad half, and I think that one just every time you were able to kind of get a run going at Duke, it just seemed like they came up with like one big shot just to kind of keep you guys at bay during that whole game. Second half, I kept thinking, oh, maybe now's the run, and then just that one shot would just kind of stem the tide. But obviously a tough loss, but. In that one, I think you guys showed how tough you guys really clawed your way back into that game.
Yeah, we were really resilient. They did make a run for a while, and we had, times where we couldn't score, and we were just having issues, guarding them. But we did answer back every now and then. And at one point, I think we were down by, 6 or something in the second half. And I was like, we're going to come back. We're going to win this game. But, they just made more plays than we did at the end of the day. So they're a really good team. And I think even though we lost, that people have a better sense of our team now, from a national perspective, and people know that we are good and that we can play with anyone.
Absolutely. So obviously a great season, a great career. We talked a little bit about 27 wins, most in program history. I mean, I know it's fresh, but when you look back, it just must be amazing to have this feeling now as a senior compared to obviously not knowing what was going to be in front of you the next three years after your freshman year.
Yeah, no, we've just come a long way. I always say it. We started from the bottom and we made our way up, and we worked so hard to get to where we're at. And, I can't thank the coaches, Coach Schaeffer and his coaching staff. They're just amazing, and they believe in us so much. And I think when you have coaches that believe in you, that makes you want to work for them and just for the rest of the girls on the team. So our coaching staff really just does a wonderful job they've done a wonderful job of getting us to where we're at now.
Martha's, once again, we're speaking here, former Worthington Trojan Girls Basketball standout, and of course, Mississippi State Lady Bulldog women's basketball standout, Martha Alwal, here this morning. And, we talk about the wrap-up of a career, but maybe the start of something very new and exciting, as you have been very, very busy. We've been talking just a little bit when we can, but, the WNBA Draft coming up here Thursday night, and obviously a chance that your name could be called. As what have you been doing to kind of, have you been in contact with anybody? Kind of how's the draft process work in terms of have some of the WNBA teams reached out and just kind of talked to you a little bit? How's that work?
I just relax, and I really don't do anything besides school and basketball. My agent takes care of everything.
Nice.
He talks to the coaches and the general managers of the WNBA team, so he takes care of the entire basketball aspect, and I just take care of what I do over here. I don't really get involved in that. He kind of tells me what has been said and what he thinks is going to happen, but yeah, Coach Schaeffer plays a part in that too. But yeah, I haven't talked to anyone. My agents have taken care of all that.
But I'm sure that with the anticipation building, I'm sure you've heard a lot of positive comments from friends and family encouraging you and wishing you the best.
Sure, yeah, they're just so supportive. I think I have the best support system ever. They're just excited for everything. I think they're more excited than I am, honestly. Best friends, especially, she's having a party at her house tomorrow. I wish I could be there with her, to watch the draft with them. But just people like that, they're just so supportive. And whether my name gets called or not, I know they're still proud of me. So I'm just really happy that I have them all in my life.
Absolutely. Where are you going for the draft then?
We're still trying to figure that out.
Okay.
We're trying to figure out if we're going to have it in the locker room or Coach Schaeffer's house. We don't know yet, but we'll figure that out tonight.
Are you going to watch it with the team then?
I think so.
Some
I
of
believe
the
so,
girls? Yeah. Well, that'll be fun. That'll be exciting. I know that everybody back here is also very excited to see what happens. And just kind of talking about your future then, what do you want to do after school? Do you want to play basketball full time? Have you kind of thought about what you want to do after you're done at Mississippi State?
I mean, yeah, I do want to play basketball, and basketball would be a full-time job. I wouldn't have a job because this would be my job.
Right.
So I'd play, let's say I do make the roster after I get drafted. I'd play here, and then I think I'd rest for a couple of weeks, and I'd go straight overseas and then just continue that process for however long. But after all that's said and done, I want to go back to school and get my master's in psychology. So that's what I want to do after my basketball career is over.
Well, that is fantastic to hear, and obviously we wish you nothing but the best, Martha. And talking here with Martha Alwal. Martha, as always, it's so much fun to talk to you. I know you've been busy as heck, so I appreciate a few moments of your time. Best of luck. We'll be waiting and hopefully hear your name called, and we will definitely keep in touch afterwards as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Martha Alwal joining us here this morning on AM 730 KWOA.